Several major conflicts are ongoing in Europe and across the world at this point. The German Empire finds itself at war with both the British, who have backstabbed us, and the Russian Empire. Our forces are currently invading eastern Poland, and a combined army of German and Austro-Hungarian forces is showing an overwhelming power compared to the British and Russian defenders on the other side. Meanwhile, the Russians from Ukraine are trying to invade Hungary, which currently belongs to Austria-Hungary, obviously, and despite having an almost 2-to-1 superiority, don't seem to be getting an awful lot done just yet. At the same time, Italy is embroiled in the First Abyssinian War and is trying to invade Ethiopia, but finds itself rapidly outnumbered in the mountains. Despite that fact, the superior technology of the Italians seems to be making a difference, and they have advanced a fair bit towards their objective. The British are sending forces into our colony of Togoland, and while they are not having a massive superiority, we have sent the only destroyer, the V4, to try and blockade the port of Accra, from which the British troops are being supplied. In the east, we have launched 2 submarines, U-16 and U-19. Both are seagoing diesel electric submarines with 4 bow torpedo tubes, and we have sent them into the Sea of Japan off the coast of Vladivostok to try and intercept Soviet shipping. In the North Sea, it looks like we have yet another convoy raid to contend with within our minefields, and it turns out that it is the Russian Empire that has managed to sneak one of its battle groups through our defenses in the Baltics, and together, by the looks of it, together with a British force, actually. Yes, so there are two Russian light cruisers. But we are facing the Glorious, the Howe, the Nelson, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Grafton, the Delhi, Pheasant, Swale, and Varistart. On our side, we're fielding the Nassau and the Braunschweig. Both are refitted Nassau-class battleships, and the Hessen and the Sachsen, which are Derfflinger-class battlecruisers, which are somewhat more modern, as well as one V-16 class destroyer. So we do have the superiority in large guns, but obviously the enemy has the superiority in numbers, and we do need to protect those transports, as the British are trying very hard to blockade the German economy. The destroyer is racing ahead to scout, and obviously the Derfflinger-class battlecruisers are significantly faster than the old Nassaus, so we do rely on our single destroyer to find the enemy, and then hopefully the big guns can do the work. And we've made contact. That was quicker than I was anticipating. That is probably... oh, that might even be a battleship that we're facing here. So we formed 2 battle lines, one with the Hessen and Sachsen, and one with Nassau and Braunschweig. And I think we've just landed the first hit. That was a 305mm hit on a deck penetration over here, and something has a flash fire going. I am not sure if that wasn't this ship even, but we've hit something. Oh yeah, definitely. This was one of the... what is this? That could be... I don't know what it is, but it definitely took a big hit just there. Okay, given that this is turning very rapidly into an all-out fight here, and it looks like our ships have found the range much more reliably than the enemy, let's go and start managing our battle lines. Okay, I'm gonna get the battle cruisers to turn towards the north slightly, such that they can get all their guns on target, and the slower battleships turn the other way, while the destroyer keeps on scouting. We're starting to see more British ships around here, That probably is one of the heavy cruisers, but we have definitely done a number on this, whatever it was. So the that ship has just been almost obliterated instantly by a flash fire. Might be a British battlecruiser. They do have a tendency to explode rather catastrophically. So yeah, that doesn't look too good. And we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can finish her off rather quickly. That would be great. But it looks like the forward turrets are still engaging, but they definitely don't look great. Okay, let's get back to the destroyer and actually see where we are. I think they're almost disengaging, are they? So we might have to angle a little bit further away with these, and this group kind of looks good. I don't think we've taken any return fire so far. The destroyer is still racing in to scout. I'm not sure if she's been spotted just yet, but we do have a smoke ready. Just want to make sure that we keep this one around. So we might just let's get closer to these suspicious looking smoke screens. And because everyone seems to have lost sight of everybody else, but keeping the destroyer close means that the capital ships can actually get their guns on target. Yeah, some extremely quick lucky hits that we've had here, and that have caused quite some havoc against the Brits. Let's okay, I think the destroyer may have been spotted, or are they? No, they're actually shooting at the battle cruisers at this point still. Okay, there is, what is that? That is an enemy destroyer. So let's be careful here. And yeah, we're starting to take fire. So deploy smoke and full turnabout. That because yeah, there might be torpedoes in the water. Yeah, that seems to be another destroyer. So let's see that we can avoid these. Yeah, we can evade these torpedoes without too much trouble. And then we're just going to return to the battle group for now. And have to, yeah, the Hessen is getting relatively close now, but I think that destroyer just dropped torpedoes onto our friendly destroyer, so that should not be too much of a problem. There comes another torpedo spread, so straighten out the course and just outrun them, and then keep on spotting. I don't think these torpedoes, any of these torpedoes, are necessarily a threat for the battle group, but we'll keep an eye on things. And that destroyer, yeah, that destroyer is safe. So we're dealing with, I don't think that's a heavy cruiser. That is probably a British destroyer. But the battle cruisers are racing in at this point, which might be a little optimistic. But if we can get a couple of good hits with the these are still on the 150 mils, so I'm not sure how effective the secondaries are, but if we can get a couple good hits in, that would be great. That group of torpedoes is going to pass by harmlessly, and that group as well. So we are looking for something to engage with the Nassaus. They can take that destroyer on for now and see if they can land some hits, but I do have to be somewhat careful with the other group here. And make sure that we're not getting ourselves into more trouble than we can handle. Yes, this is, what is that? That's another destroyer. So I am, not this group, other group. I am thinking of actually turning here and see if we can, that one, we're still identifying, so we don't even know if these still have torpedoes available. But given that it looks like the capital ships are running for it, in that case, we are going to make a pass here and see if we can do something about these guys. I think the V-28 has launched torpedoes. Yep, there comes some more torpedoes, but I think we have managed to get some good hits in on one of the destroyers over there, because that thing is flooding, and I think these were. No, we still. I don't even know what we're fighting here at this point, because we haven't even managed to identify them yet. But there sure is a lot of them, and another flash fire, and it looks like It could have been a... Oh, that's a light cruiser, that's why. Yes. That light cruiser is not going to be having a great day. So that light cruiser is completely going up in flames. We are now taking some partial penetrations from the bigger guns, but I would love to finish off that light cruiser, whereas the other battle group is closing in, and the destroyer is giving chase on this destroyer here. Not a big fan of that. I'd be happy if he's just going to keep spotting things. But let's finish off the light cruiser and torpedoes incoming. Yeah, that I haven't been paying attention because these are heavy cruisers. They have probably gotten torpedoes away. Okay, light cruiser sinks. So we'll take on the next target and we'll see if we can dodge, or if the Hessen is going to take a torpedo or two. I think she can avoid that first. No, she did take a torpedo hit in the stern, and there's another torpedo incoming. So yeah, I have not been paying attention. I probably need to... Oh, this was a dud. Good. But there is another torpedo. Don't think that's gonna hit. We'll see if we can... we might have to get the battle cruisers out of here, to be honest, a little bit. And we are again completely wrecking that heavy cruiser here. So, it's gone already. So that was quick. But the Hessen is having slight flooding at the stern, so she has lost rudder control, unfortunately. But once we have that repaired, in the meantime, she is completely obliterating these cruisers here. I don't even know yet what they are, but they are not having a great time. It's not a destroyer. Maybe these are the Russian light cruisers. This could be the Russian light cruisers. Unfortunately, Hessen at this point is unresponsive to rudder control until they've got that sorted. So not an awful lot we can do here, but she is again completely wrecking that light cruiser, and we are going to try and get the Nassau class battleships a little closer, because these 305 millimeter guns and as well as the 280 mils are definitely doing a number here. I'm going to drop speed somewhat with the Hessen. We have some of the bigger guns coming in from afar. Oh yes, ow, that hurt. I do hope they get that rudder under control. Dropping speed because there is a bunch of destroyers that might be a problem. So the Sachsen might have to take over from the Hessen at some point, while we are trying to get the Nassaus on target. The problem with the Nassaus is that they are way too slow. So while they have decent guns, they are smaller caliber than the Dörflinger class, and they're just too slow. So that's the Volga, which has torpedoes. So we may have to... I don't know if she's sent them. I hope not. And we are trying... Yeah, the Hessen does get... Okay, the Volga is down. The Hessen does get start to take a lot of fire here. So we might detach the Sachsen actually and see if she can... let's detach the Sachsen and see if she can take on some of the incoming fire here, while the Hessen is going to be going more on a kiting course, but she's still doing great work on these enemy destroyers as well here. So let's bring Sachsen in, and we've just blown up one of the enemy destroyers. That just leaves that one, which does not have the torpedoes reloaded yet. Nice penetrating hit there in return. 335 millimeters penetration. That was probably, that was the Glorious. So I would like the Hessen to start taking the How under fire, because that thing is already very damaged, and it'd be great if we can actually get that sunk. Meanwhile, the Sachsen is flooding at the stern from that hit, so we are going to change the angles a little bit. The destroyer is crushing into the Derflingers, but well, I'm going to put that thing under AI control for now, so I can focus on the Sachsen. She is taking hits here, and I would love to make sure that we're finishing up these damaged ships here. So we're probably going to go in bit for a turn and still waiting for the Nassaus to make their way in. They can try to engage in long-range gunnery on the How as well, because they're not going to hit anything else at this range. We're going to perform a turn here with the Sachsen and get the Hessen back on course to try and finish off these damaged ships here. We've got the Glorious over there. That thing is actually dangerous. So the Sachsen cannot actually complete a full turn because the Pheasant has not reloaded torpedoes yet. So let's do the secondaries on the Pheasant. No, I'm going to have to go for the full turn here, and all engines all ahead flank. And we do have to sort of wait. The battle cruisers have rushed ahead a little bit. We do sort of have to wait for the Nassaus to come in and combine our firepower here. We've ricocheted off a destroyer. That's quite unfortunate. Ow, ow. Yes, that's the problem with broadside hits. These big guns are quite nasty. And we definitely do want to try and finish off the How if we can. So let's focus all our fire onto that thing for now. And I am going to get the Sachsen to turn around. She has taken a little bit of damage by now, and is in the turn here. So unfortunately, the two of the destroyers have gotten away with relatively minor damage, but we can link up the two again with the Hessen now in the lead. Make sure not to hit that light cruiser, but we are going to get the battle cruisers to slightly go into longer range here. Whatever it was, we have sunk something due to by fire, but I think it's time for the Nassaus to get in and make themselves useful. So the Sachsen still flooding. But I think the damage control teams, yeah, the engine compartment is flooding in the stern. So we're definitely going to get these two. Why is the Hessen turning left? Has she got rudder problems again? She did have damage on her rudder earlier. So definitely more turn away. Yeah. Oh no, she's trying to follow the Sachsen as the lead at this point. Okay. We do need to get the Nassaus in and let them tank a little bit, because they haven't done an awful lot on that, even though they are smaller. But I think we have managed to sink most of the enemy group. Glorious is still up and running, which is a problem. But hopefully we can finish off How. She looks like she is flooding heavily now, and I think she is probably, yeah, look at these holes in the side of the hull. We've blown massive holes into that ship. So if we can get the Nassaus here on target, then that would be great. We just have to be careful not to. We'll drop speed to 15 knots and actually turn sideways. Okay, How is sinking, which means we should now be able to focus all our fire onto Glorious. There are still destroyers out there, but I'm not sure where exactly. So given that the Nassaus are extremely slow, we will probably just try to see if we can catch her with long-range gunnery. But these were some good hits on the Hessen. I think I'm going to get the. How fast is the Glorious? 29 knots battlecruiser. Pretty quick. Please focus your guns on the Glorious for now. I am actually going to detach Hessen again, and I'm going to run these two separately. So we've got Hessen here, and there are also, there are torpedoes incoming, but I think they have missed. So Hessen probably needs to disengage a little bit, and then we can get Sachsen to follow along with the Nassaus, and the Nassaus can give chase towards Glorious, and I think Hessen can retire from the fight. She's done her part, I'd say. Where's my destroyer? Why are you sailing? Okay, give it back. Give it back to me. I need you to actually scout because we have lost visuals. So we are going to get Hessen to not crash into everybody else, but I am actually going to get Hessen to retreat at this point. and Sachsen can still stay on course for now, but the Nassaus should be getting in now and starting to open up on the enemy, which I think we cannot really see anymore. And I'm gonna need my destroyer back on target, who's sailing around somewhere in the countryside back here. Not sure what the AI control was doing there, but let's make sure that we're not running into any collisions. Sachsen hard that way. Nassau's on course, and we are still having incoming fire. Oh, this destroyer spotted. So both Hessen and Sachsen focus on the destroyer, but they're now targeting the Nassau's, which is what I wanted. So that was a good hit. The Pheasant has probably launched torpedoes recently. That might have the one who was launching torpedoes at the Hessen. So I think we're good there. So Sachsen should be okay, but she needs to drop speed a little bit, such that she does not get primary focused with everybody else, and then the Hessen can get out of there while the Nassau's are following up. Nassau's can please focus on the Glorious and secondaries onto the Pheasant. And we've got the Sachsen who is focusing all guns on the Pheasant. Yes. Okay, nice over-penetration, but that destroyer does not look too great. A couple more good hits should be able to finish her off. Okay, we're going to give Hessen. Hessen has taken on quite some water in the stern, so we're going to give her order to retreat. Sachsen is still in the fight, and the two Nassau's are focusing their main batteries on the Glorious, but obviously need to get a little closer. Is Glorious coming in for a fight? No, she is kiting away, and we will see how that ends up going for her. Okay, nice hit there on the destroyer. I think, yeah, that's sinking. So Pheasant is going down, which means the two Nassau's can actually fall in with Sachsen now, and Sachsen is doing 19 knots. So we'll focus all our fire onto. Let's steer around. Where's she going? She's going that way. So. Yeah, well, let's just give chase and see if we can get some good hits on the Glorious. The destroyer is still doing its own thing there by the looks of it. So we'll see if we can get control back, but otherwise we'll just... yep, I think we have control returned. So our battle line should be capable somewhat of taking this thing down if we can actually manage to hit her. That is the big question, because we can only do 19 knots obviously as a division, and she is trying to run, so unless we get a couple of good hits in, she is still, I think, doing a decent speed. There should be another battlecruiser out there somewhere. We haven't spotted yet, so well, we'll get this group here to go, and actually, I would like Sachsen not to be the lead ship, but given that's how we're positioned right now, that's okay. If the Glorious gets away, that's all right. Our main target at this point was to defend the convoy, and I'd say that has worked miraculously good. So we'll see. Maybe V-28 can catch up with the Glorious and inflict some torpedo damage. We are starting to score hits on the Glorious. She has some fires burning, and she is taking on water in the stern as well. I think it was again it was the battlecruiser that actually managed to hit and penetrate. I think the Nassau's have not really managed to do an awful lot, but the Glorious doesn't look too glorious anymore at this point. She is still giving battle, but I think she is trying to disengage at this stage. Also, the sun, I think, is setting. I'm not sure if it's setting or rising, but obviously if under cover of night she might be able to get away. Ooh, nice hit there. Probably was a high explosive hit, but nice one. So yeah, I think she is trying to disengage. We will try to adjust course just slightly, because the Sachsen has a really good solution on her at this point with 47%. So we don't want to mess that up. And we'll see if our destroyer can intercept, actually. Because that thing is... Oh, nice. I don't think Glorious is going to make it out there, to be honest. I think she has taken on too much water. And she is now getting obliterated by that German battle line. And the incoming fire here. However, I have to give it to the British. Even though their ship is stern underwater, they are still returning fire. But they're now coming under barrage from all three ships on our side, and I think that's not going to go too well for her. And it is confirmed, HMS Glorious is going down stern first under the waves. There's not an awful lot that the British were doing, despite the valiant fight that they were giving. Sachsen has taken quite some damage, but has really done most of the work. I think the Nassaus have not been particularly effective. These 280mm guns just don't have the accuracy, by the looks of it, that the more modern battle cruisers are having. We'll see if we can still find... There should still be two battle cruisers out there. I don't know where they are, but we'll see if we can still find them. Otherwise, we will retire for the day. It turns out that these were actually heavy cruisers, and it looks like they have managed to escape. We have sunk the Howe and the Glorious. The three British heavy cruisers have made their way out. We have sunk the Delhi, the Volga, and the Kuban. Three light cruisers, as well as the three destroyers. One of them blew up before we could even identify her. The brunt has been borne by the Hessen and Sachsen in terms of return fire, but they have been showing themselves to be still relevant in these kind of engagements. All in all, the Glorious has dealt most of the damage. And she's got four full penetrations versus 344mm of effective armor. That was mostly on with her main guns against our battle cruisers. And yes, as noted, the Hessen and the Sachsen have both done the brunt of the damage. Although Nassau and Braunschweig actually have managed to land a couple of hits as well, and have, given their age, not been too bad. Again, our destroyers have been mostly just there for scouting. So all in all, I would say that has been a successful convoy defense, because all these transports got away scot-free, and the British have incurred heavy losses. So against that combined arms attempt in the North Sea.